This is a Rogue Media Network podcast.
Swimmers here. Swimmers here. Swimmers here. The Adult Swim Podcast.
Hey there, welcome to Swimmer's Ear.
Swimmers here.
Adult Swim podcast.
Adult Swim
I'm
Podcast.
Mike, and that is Rusty, and we are
Rusty.
here for another one. So, when you're looking through the Adult Swim amount of stuff, there's a lot
of it, and there's a lot of these. They call them infomercials.
Yeah,
there's
yeah.
a bunch of
You can
them.
look it up, man, and you can watch for hours. Even though these things are like 11 minutes long, you can just watch for hours now.
Yeah, there's tons of them. There's stacks and stacks of them, and this particular one that we're gonna go over today is Fartcopter.
Fartcopter from the year of our Lord 2014, directed by Alex Fernie.
Yeah, I looked him up. He actually did some direction on Children's Hospital, which is they got an Emmy for Children's Hospital, which is the show that I can't remember the guy's name. I gotta look it up real fast.
Well, what I was going to say is it makes total sense then that the executive producer / writer is Rob Huebel.
That
was
makes
on,
sense too.
He was on Children's Hospital. Yeah. And this is in Abominable Pictures, Adult Swim, William Street. This is where it was shot.
Rob Corddry.
Rob
Corddry.
Yeah.
Jay and Nicole out in California.
Yeah.
They have actually worked with. They were working with him during this time frame. I'm actually going to get Jay on, and he's going to come and talk to us about all the personal experiences with Children's Hospital and stuff like that.
I'd love that.
He's already said that anything we need, he'll come and talk about for that because he worked with it. So
Children's Hospital is one of the most ridiculous shows ever. They're in Brazil. They keep telling you they're in Brazil.
I really hate to say I've never seen Children's Hospital. It's one of the ones I'm gonna have to go watch just because I've never seen it.
The thing about like Children's Hospital, every single person that's in that damn show, you'll know them from being on other stuff.
Yeah,
because
it won
as
awards
a group,
too. It was a really good. Like from what I understand, is they won like actual awards for this show.
The thing I like about that group is they seem to all support each other. So like whenever one's in something, one of the other ones is going to be in it too. And so there's a lot of them in that little group.
Yeah.
Now,
it's got Henry Winkler and stuff on there too, right?
Yes.
Michael Cera.
Yes.
Yeah.
The synopsis of this is it's a remote-controlled helicopter that also makes a farting noise, like a flying whoopee cushion. The infomercial is hosted by a young, fast-talking, super enthused kid who shows all the hilarious ways Fartcopter can be used to make your friends laugh. Oh, and also if you switch Fartcopter to drone mode, it becomes a military-grade killing machine. Kids love that too. So this starts off as kind of like a one of those kids commercials you would see on Nickelodeon or something. Fartcopter. And it comes through and it's just like, and that's all it does. It
like
makes
a RC.
one fart noise.
Yeah, it's like a RC helicopter with a fart sound on it.
Yeah.
Well, that's the thing is, even on those little fart boxes that you could buy back in the day like that, they had like at least like 4 or 5 different varietals, like fart sounds.
Oh,
you
absolutely.
had like the big wet one, and like you'd have the
This one has one sound.
the big tooter.
And
I don't know.
the thing about this is that it turns from a kid's like funny toy thing into an entire like military grade weapons thing.
Yeah, it goes from just like this mundane little fart machine kit thing for kids to fly around and fart on people with to like you said, like some industrial military complex fine-tuned machine.
Well, the
thing.
general shows up and tells him to do it or not do it and
do
all
it
that
or
stuff.
not do it. Yeah.
So just real quick on Rob Huebel. He was born. He's 54 years old. He's an actor, writer known for The Descendants, the other guys. So he was in I Love You Man, which is a good show. He's on the new Night Court somehow. Bob's Burgers, he's been on that. He was in Goosebumps. He was on The Great North, Goldbergs. I mean, this guy has had a hell of a career. Ghosts, he was on. Reno 911 at one point, which also a great one. Master of None with Kamal Nanjiani. No, it's not Kamal Nanjiani, is it? No, who is that? That is, sorry, that's Aziz Ansari. And then he's been on Conan a bunch of times and all that stuff. So this guy is pretty prolific as far as these things go. A lot of animation stuff. But again, he's from that group of people that also includes like Michael Scott. People like that, right? They all worked in the same time frame. And so this group, they all get around a lot, and they hang out with each other a lot, and they certainly have worked a lot with each other. Especially so, him and Paul Shearer were in a lot of things together, and Paul Shearer is a pretty funny guy.
Yeah, it's actually the kid that does the spokesperson role in this. He actually is in the Cobra Kai series.
Oh, okay. Who's he playing in the Cobra Kai series?
I have to look.
So this is
I can't remember what his name
is.
Dimitri. Sorry, he plays Dimitri.
The way IMDb describes this is a revolutionary new toy combines the only two things children find more amusing than violence.
Yeah.
It's got Gianni DeCenzo,
That's
Brian
him,
Stack,
yeah.
Morgan Walsh, Al Brown, Tucker Smallwood, and Austin Nash Chase. Jess Lane also a sissy.
Yeah.
But,
do you know who? Did you ever see The Wire?
Yeah.
The TV series The Wire?
Sure.
He's Colonel Stanislaus.
Oh, there you go.
That's him.
That makes sense.
The Valchek, the Russian guy or whatever.
Yeah.
He's that guy.
That makes total sense.
That old guy there, and he was also one of the referees in the Replacements movie back in the day. Al Brown was, and Morgan Walsh. I love all these connections. I love playing like that game.
Yeah.
The connection game. Morgan Walsh is married to.
It's almost like 6 degrees of separation kind of.
Matt
thing.
Walsh.
Matt Walsh.
The actor, the redheaded guy. He's kind of balding now,
Love
but he's
Matt
got red
Walsh.
hair.
Yeah.
That's his wife is Morgan Walsh in there.
Oh wow.
And then Tucker Smallwood. Who plays General Cartwood in this? He's the general. He was actually Black God on Sarah Silverman program. There was like 4 episodes he was on where he played the Black God on that, and he was also in. It was an awful TV series.
What was it?
My dad watched a ton of sci-fi when I was a kid. Ton of sci-fi. It's called Space Above and Beyond. It was on Sci-Fi back in the day.
Well, that's back when sci-fi was pretty rough.
Sci-fi, they say it was rough back then, but you know what? I'd give for anything to go back to that original sci-fi, because that's where I first watched The Langoliers. That's where I first watched Battlestar, all forms of Battlestar. That's where I first watched.
There's a new one coming.
Oh, there is?
Battlestar Galactica. It's supposed to be done by that Sam Ismail that did Mr. Robot.
Oh, okay. That might be good then. Might be pretty good. Yeah, it might be better than any of the ones that have ever been out before.
I'm telling you, the serious one that was on Sci-Fi, though, that is the greatest.
Stargate, too. That's where I first
show.
saw Stargate, SG-1, the TV series.
Yeah.
So, I don't know. I'd go back to that. But, yeah, he was in that. He was also in the Contact movie, too. But.
So, Fartcopter from 2014 doesn't get a lot of love out there. Here's some of the reviews. 2 stars added by Michael Sweatpants Disco, which, I take all of his stuff.
Yeah.
He says, I'm more of a queef cycle kind of guy, which is actually pretty funny.
Queef cycle. Yeah.
Then Jake Boston, he gave it 3.5 stars. He says, I really watched this just so I could log into something called Fartcopter on Letterboxd. But the infomercial spoof was done pretty well. So he gave it 3.5 stars. Then Lzx, LYZX27, says, wow, thanks, Fartcopter. And that's a reference to the way this kid talks. He talks like he's got a mouthful of mashed potatoes the whole time. Then 2.5 stars by Brasky. He says, there are actually some funny parts of this, but they get kind of buried in the very unfunny parts, which I get what they're saying. This is not near as good as the Bear one or Too Many Cooks or anything like that. But this was way back in the day, and for that time, it's pretty damn funny, honestly.
I think it's all funny. This is like 2014. I think it was hilarious.
Christian Ryan says this was a concept. He only gave it 1 star. Says this is a concept some dude had been working on for a while. He probably stayed up late a few nights honing the script, and his wife was like, how much longer are you going to be? He was like, not long.
Ooh.
She's like, what, like 5 minutes? He goes, I don't know, something like that. The more you keep asking how long I'm going to be, the longer it's going to take. She says, Jesus, I just want to know whether or not I should shut the light off before. He goes into this whole thing, right?
Going,
Aris Corner says, Obama loved this. I don't know what that means. Then 1 star by Nova But Not. Says somehow even weaker than the Book of Christ, which is also another Adult Swim infomercial. It says Adult Swim Deep Dive is officially reaching new lows, which I do not agree with. And this was done in 24, this review. So how can you say it's reaching new lows? Because it was 10 years before you left this review for it.
Yeah.
Then Liz gave it a star and a half.
Those are newer ones. I didn't see the date on them.
Yeah. She says, watching this after I Spit on Your Grave and getting an unintentional double feature about the ruthless violence of bored men. Wow, that is quite a combination you got there, Liz. I Spit on Your Grave is a rough one. Matt_card says, now I know what to get every single one of my family members for Christmas this year. That's kind of funny. 4.5 stars from Steve G. Well, I thought this was hilarious, even though apparently nobody else did. Absolutely my kind of humor. It's stupid, but do bear that in mind. Its turn from fart comedy to psychological thriller is classic Adult Swim territory, but the child casting and daft bits of surreal humor is also spot on from them. My 15-year-old caught me watching this and was horrified too. Job done.
Job done.
That's a great.
I like this next one. I'll read this next one.
Yeah, go for it.
This is from I'm Girly on May 23rd of 2023. Shoving Fartcopter in my ass so that people only think I farted, but I really didn't.
It's just so stupid.
I want that to be my epithet on my tombstone. He died shoving Fartcopter in his ass so people think he farted.
And the last one is Ellie. She gave it a star and a half. She goes, it
funny.
made me giggle a little.
Yeah, me giggle a little.
Fartcopter is funny because if you take it for the time that it was made, it was pretty darn funny at that point.
I don't know. I don't think fart jokes and dick jokes ever get old. All those jokes are the classics. You could go back to Greco-Roman times, and there's jokes in Latin about farts and dicks.
Oh, hell yeah.
I don't think penises and farts
What's a human
ever get
condition? You know, it's what it is. I mean, if you're not laughing at farts, then you got something up your butt anyway.
Well, that's what they say about women comedians, that the only thing that they joke about is their pussies, so I don't know,
I don't know. I thought this was funny. I mean, is it the best one ever made? Probably not. But it's still funny.
I like it. I like all of them, really. There's not really any of them that I don't like. I think they're all funny so far.
And again, it's Fartcopter. I mean, you know what you're getting going in, and it was 2014. So, I mean, there you go. Rob Huebel, good job, man.
Great direction, too.
And by the way, Rob Huebel, if you're listening, we would love to talk to you. Yeah. You or any of your friends, but especially you. Because as I go through these infomercials, I see his name pop up a lot.
Yeah, he's a phenomenal writer.
He's done several of these, yeah. But there you go. There's Fartcopter 2014 Adult Swim Swam podcast, Swimmer's Ear. If you guys have anything you want us to cover, we would love to.
Know.
Just let us know. Yep. And you can check us out at roguemedianetwork.com, or you can find this podcast anywhere you get your podcasts.
And you could also find us on Instagram and Twitter at Funky Ear Podcast.
Funky Ear Podcast.
And I just followed Rob Huebel. So.
There you go, Rob. Watch out. We're coming for you.
Coming for you, Rob.
Well, that was enjoyable. I enjoyed it.
Yeah, that was great.
Good stuff.
So appreciate you guys
Go watch Fartcopter.
Sticking with us here.
Go watch it. I think we were supposed to end at that point.
Well, that's what you could do is just find like some loaded up fart sounds and just fart like a bunch of fart noises on the way out.
All right, Mason, that's your job. Put some fart sounds in it.
Like at the very end, just some stock fart sounds.
And leave all this there. Thanks, guys. See ya. You can find Swimmer's Ear anywhere you get your podcasts or at roguemedianetwork.com.
Don't forget to take your Claradrill.
See our ad in Tables and Chairs magazine. This has been a Rogue Media Network production. Side knock, girl, and eating good was it?